Welcome, Virgo. Let's do a little meditation for you. Let's clear the space. I'm just going to sit back and do a meditation, and then we're going to come back and we're going to read some She-Wolf Tarot for Virgo. All right, Virgo. So I had a little pre-meditation and I got a vision of these mountains and being down a valley and the rivers. It was like hiking and adventure, and then it moved into this survivor instinct, this aloneness, alone in the wilderness, this needing security or building security through the skills that you have. So it was attached to wilderness, the things that you have to work out to do, how to do by yourself, out of necessity because you had to. So there's this element of like what you've learnt because you've, had to be a survivor. And I got the Queen of Wands coming out as our first card there. So the Queen of Wands is balancing these aspects. She wants to move ahead and get things done and take action. She's like ready to take action. Can be some Leo energy as well, or fire sign energy. So this further meditation, it was about having to find your own way and the potential for being a guide to others, but the people that you can guide, they have to find you, and you're reluctant to give it because this has been your path and your earnings and what you've achieved, and you've had to survive through that, being insulated and protected. To having a self-protection mechanism is the way you've had to survive. And there's an awareness. I got the image of the moon and this unseen, and what is unseen presents itself in solitude. And so the things that you've had to learn, or that you have learned or come to understanding with as a result of this kind of quest or this adventure. And it's like these epiphanies or this growth or this inner understanding reflected back from the moon when it was just the two of you. So let's get another card for Virgo to expand on the Queen of Wands and this message. How you been feeling, Virgo? How are you going? How does that resonate for you? So these videos are good for if you're Virgo Sun, Moon, or Rising. If you don't resonate with the message, it's not for you. That's the way that most tarot readings go. If you resonate, then stick with it. Take what you want from it. Don't let anything upset you or interfere with the way that you're going. Saturn coming out here. So there's this limitation that exists, that has existed, which has been difficult. So it can relate to this message in the wilderness of, you know, there have been things that you haven't been able to access. There've been limits, there've been hard lessons, and it's taken a long time. Something you might have thought earlier on, you might have thought someone was coming to save you, but you realize over time that there's nothing coming to save you, and that you actually have to do the work and take the path and go through the challenges to come into awareness. And we've got the Hermit. So speaking to that solitude and that aloneness, but the wisdom that comes through from the Hermit. So what have you learned in the time that you've had to be in this place of solitude? Well, how are things balanced? This is one of my favorite cards. This yin yang, black white, dark white, snakes circling the dark side of the moon, the light side of the moon. Things that you learn in solitude that you couldn't learn, you know, with people watching, or with you needing to constantly be paying attention to the details in a place. You know, this gives you that internal focus. It is also the Virgo card as well. So, you know, it's that self-discovery, that learning how intuition guides you and how to survive based on your own set of skills and how you gain wisdom through your own mechanisms and methods. We have the Magus and the Page of Cups. That's an interesting pair to pop out, because I feel like these two popped out as a pair some other time. They're not sticky. They're not sticky. The Magus and the Page of Cups. If you watched many of my videos, you would know that I get stuck on the Magus all the time. It is un momento. Oh no. Dropping things. Magus. My cat is just there, and he likes it when I whistle. I think he must be like, whoa, you can do bird skills. Mad skills. Mad bird skills. No. Okay, no. Sometimes it's just too much in my brain. And I don't want to get it wrong. And I don't know why I can't remember. Magus, like, yeah, all the time. It's the Virgo card. You have the power. How will you use it? You decide daily to work against the grain and use your creative power to what you believe in. The best possible use of your energy. So we have two, sorry, I just got messed up. We have two Virgo cards. But we had the Magus version pulling out with the Page of Cups. So this kind of wishy-washy element with the page, maybe a message of some emotional situation, something that you couldn't quite put your heart into, something that wasn't really ready to develop into maturity, but maybe Virgo, a part of yourself that you were holding back, maybe a part of yourself that was still immature with how you were approaching emotional situations, because it can be a little bit hard for Virgo, ruled by Mercury and an earth sign. Can be a little bit tricky on the emotionals. And we have the Knight of Swords as a strength for you. We have the Knight of Swords. And there's a certain amount of, it's similar Knight of Swords in this card. It's a little bit similar to alchemical energy. Oh, that's right. Alchemical energy and being able to conduct. We've got the High Priestess popping out there as well. So more unseen. So the Knight of Swords is able to pull together those resources and those things that he needs, or the skills that he needs, or the ideas that he needs. So you know, in this kind of situation where you've had to pull together all of these skills to help you survive, you've been able to set those up. Like, you're quite skilled at that, setting them up in a strategy or in a system where everything is working in alignment and working in a connected way. And so that is one of the strengths that you've had, Virgo, going for you, is that you have the ability to know where to put things, how to use things, what goes where, and sort of creating a symphony, which is orchestrated. And we have this High Priestess energy in your future. This this unseen mystery could be a person coming in. It could be a wise woman who's in touch with mystical elements and information. Could be this reading. What else have we got for Virgo? We need some advice now. Let's move into the advice for Virgo. I do wonder, like, do you need more time out here? So far there's no sign that you're coming back. Are you out there to stay? What is the advice for Virgo? And this pathway of solitude and the survivor for security. Seven of Pentacles. So we're investing. Something is being grown. You're growing. You're investing. It is an investment. And I suppose that, you know, whatever you're doing, looking at what is paying off for you. How is it paying off? How's this working out? Are you able to leave behind this immature approach to relationships, or to get over something that, you know, wasn't going to mature? It could be a relationship situation for Virgo, could be with another Virgo, that wasn't really ever gonna mature. And so it's reasonable, if you want to survive, if survival's the game and security's the game, then you're always having to reassess and renegotiate where your attention is put, what you're allocating energy for, allocating resources for. What's happening in Virgo's environment? Nine of Cups. In your environment. So there's an opportunity coming up where you could feel some fulfillment. I feel this is very attached to the High Priestess coming in your future. So there's someone that has things kind of going for them. It's also wishes and wish fulfillment. So maybe in your environment you're seeing, or you have visibility on something that is what you see something that you would like. You see something that you would like. The King of Wands and the Hierophant coming out together. You could be coming into a religion, developing a religious practice, developing a devotional practice. Maybe that's something that you want. You want to become that King of Wands. You want to become that passionate king, that romantic king. You've got that romantic person within you. Virgo. It's hard for Virgos. It's fucking hard. I feel you. I really, really feel you. I really like Virgos. I have some Virgo placements, of course, but I just love Virgos. I've got my Mercury and Venus in Virgo. Oh dear. But you want to be that lover. You want some stability of form, and the potential outcome, I don't know, that's 3. I'm just going to take them. Judgment, Scorpio, the Wheel, Shifting Sands of Time, Divine Feminine, the Empress, and fertility. What is fertile? What is growing? The wheel is turning towards something fertile. And everything that you've put in is coming out. Everything that you've put in to date, your inner calling, what you've been working towards, it's Judgment Day. And it's not just this life, it's the other lives, it's all of the lives. But there's a highly fertile time coming. And so maybe it is that reassessment with the 7 of Pentacles. I'm going to move on to the animal spirit. The reassessment of your investments. Which enable the wheel to turn. What have we got to support Virgo? Animal spirit is going to support. Oh, just dropping things. Just do one for Virgo. I'm going to take it. Horse. Power. The power of the horse. Horsepower. Momentum, freedom, expansive energy, and force. The horse represents the most masterful form of earth energy within the deck. It provides us with momentum so reliable, so supportive that you can ride on its back towards any goal, no matter how difficult the terrain. A horse personality is fully awakened, fully alive, and cannot be defeated. The horse's freedom becomes available to us when we hone and collect our energy through daily practice. Physical stamina, exercise, and mental focus, meditation are the secret weapons behind the horse's legacy. When in balance, achieves anything, never gives up. When out of balance, runs away, feels weak. To bring into balance, strength training. Makes sense. All of that work that you've been doing and that internal work, that you come out with this momentum and power and freedom. It's what you've been working towards. It's that, you know, the whole reason that you're out in the wilderness and using your skills for survival is for freedom, because it means something to you. You know, maybe these hopes and fears with the Hierophant and the King of Wands is, you know, you're creating the facility, or you're creating the infrastructure, the systems that you've created, the strength. Your strength is the systems that you've created to be able to pull everything, all of the elements in your life together. And you're able to potentially share that by creating a system that you can pass on as that activating King of Wands. King of Wands is very generous. King of Wands wants to help his people. And it's by leading by example, leading through demonstration. What I've done, you can do it this way. And there's a lot of freedom and a lot of power in that. So that Nine of Cups as your environment, something that you see that you have your eye on that would be helpful, something that you like. And that High Priestess is all about that inner knowing, or the things that are unspoken. And you have that magic within you, Virgo. You very much do. And that King of Wands is coming together with the Queen of Wands. We have both the King and the Queen of Wands here. So there's that balance. What is right in front of you with the Queen is you're afraid that the King won't be there, but the King is there. You want the King to be there to match your Queen. If you're the King or the Queen. This could be for kings and queens. This reading isn't for any gender in particular. I probably do resonate a little bit with masculine energy. Whether that means that people listening to this are men, or just people in their yang energy. There's a little bit of like a masculine feel to what I do, even though there's a lot of female representation in the cards. It doesn't mean that who's watching this isn't female or identifying that way. But it can really go both ways, because the king and the queen are both here. With that being said, I hope this has been helpful or supportive. If you'd like some more assistance, more support one-on-one, I offer human design analysis. We could go deeper in a one-on-one tarot spread if you're interested in that, Virgo. And until then, I'm Natalie Moss. This is Natural Flow Alchemy / Sunbaker Studio. Check out my website, sunbakerstudio.com.au, and meet again soon. Chat later. Bye, Virgo.